look, I think both sides within the White House, which in many ways is more important than the side in China, the Lighthouser, Navarro camp, they want a deal. But they want it on terms that are, I think, not palatable to the Chinese, which is you got to stop the bogus joint ventures. You can't steal the technology routinely. You got to admit that. Whereas I think that, look, Mnuchin and Cutler want a deal. They want a deal that they think it would be good for the economy, good for everybody, but not really as hard line on this stuff. So I kind of feel like there will be something, but I don't think it can be this soon, frankly.
No way, right?
It can't be. It's too hard.
No. To get a full deal where the Chinese, no way.
It's too hard.
But I think the market is firmly expecting that at the least you will get an extension of the tariffs not going up.
For more time. I agree with that.
$200 billion that is scheduled to go up to 25%
Yes.
tariffs from what is currently 10%. If that were to be the case, that would be unexpected, I think, for market participants.
I
agree. In fact, we saw that ratchet up.
And that's if you're going to be in a world where that happens, where it goes to 25, there's a lot of numbers that will be cut. And I think people have to recognize that when you look at, say, an Emerson, which is a really fine company, it's kind of the company I use as a company that says, listen, China's a worry. So it's like they put it out there for you. I think what you'll say is, look, I got to take numbers down again. Maybe 3M, you'd have to make numbers. Great American companies. Even United Technologies is not up nearly as much as you would expect with the split off because Otis is such a big problem. So be aware that those are the companies, when you listen to Paul Krugman, if he does, you get a recession, well, those companies are going to, the numbers come down substantially.
Axios does have a report that some White House advisors have been talking about a mid-March meeting between the president and Xi, maybe at Mar-a-Lago. If we got news on something like that, what would be your first bid? What ticker symbol would you enter first?
Okay, I just did an analysis of that. And what you would do is you would enter Nike, because Nike's already in favored status. They already work with the Ministry of Health and Fitness. And so rather than go for CAT, where you can't necessarily raise numbers anyway, or Boeing, which frankly has been immune so far from China, I would go for the company that's already in the love of China. And then secondarily, I would go after Apple. I say secondarily because Tony Sacconaghi was on Halftime, where I'm on today, last week, and he said, listen, the numbers have to come down there. And that's different from what Tim Cook said to me, which is that January's good. So maybe he has new intel. So you may actually have the numbers go down either way. I don't want that. But if we could hear that they're not enemies, then Apple could maybe start taking stuff from Xiaomi. But this Xiaomi, I mean, Huawei, Xiaomi, they're all.
Today, the South China Morning Post
reported 19.9% drop.
The Huawei stuff's really big.
Apple orders in China.
Right, and that was very, but that was still the last quarter. But I put a guy in that courthouse in Brooklyn, where the Huawei suit is. They're an outlaw. I mean, they're circling this. Our president is circling the wagons against Huawei everywhere in the world. There was an article today about how Eastern Europe really hasn't bought in yet. But
although that Merkel might be getting to it,
and that would be something. And so, I think Huawei versus Apple is the story to watch. But Nike is the one that goes to 90.
You haven't made your China ETF yet, have you? Your
China
trade ETF.
I have an idea for one, but then I figured that what would happen is I would become part of the problem of our market, which is the high-speed trading that would seize the Cramer ETF.
Incredibly
and the anti-China.
Today it could be volatile based on
Navarro leaks to his
here,
people.
Lighthouser there,
Lighthouser leaks to one of our people, but
Ross there.
It's very hard. That you'd be in and out on that ETF every day. It would be so great for a broker.
It would.
We should call it the broker annuity ETF.
It would. I'm surprised it hasn't been put together yet.
But Huawei is I mean, how about a Huawei Apple ETF?
Could do that.
Push me, pull you.
I don't really know what that would look like.
Well, it doesn't matter, but I'll charge you a fortune for the commissions.